in the East, the only time you blow a kiss to someone is when you see someone that you're totally dependent on, that you totally respect. That's the only time they would throw a kiss to someone. Which really narrows it down extremely when you think about who deserves me to blow them a kiss. Because the only one we should be dependent on is who? God. God. To worship means to look up, blow a kiss to God, and declare you're wonderful in all that you do. That's worship. And what it means when we do that, like this, you're telling God you're totally dependent on Him. That's why when we get up in the morning, even before we get out of bed, we should lay there and blow God a kiss as an acknowledgement. Father, through this kiss, I'm acknowledging that everything, you are the source of everything, including me. And it shouldn't be done just at one time. It should be done all throughout the day.
My God.
As you encounter different things in your life, I'm frustrated. Lord, you're my deliverer. You're my peace. And it goes on and on all throughout your life. You should find yourself just throwing kisses to God. Because He's the source of everything, including you. You're totally dependent on it. Now, check this out. Did you know there's nowhere in the Bible where it says God makes the angels bow down to Him? They just do it. You know why they do it? Because they know who it is sitting on that throne.
My God.
They know the source of everything, including them, is sitting on that throne. That's why they bow spontaneously when they come before Him. I thought that was exciting.
Yes.
They recognize that the one that's on that throne is the reason why they live, move, and have their being.
My.
When we awaken, we should throw God a kiss every single day. And that should be the starting point of the rest of the day. Because here, look at it like this. I wake up in the morning, and before I get out of bed, what I'm telling God, Father, I recognize that I survived the night because of your grace. Because you could have died. Do you know, doctors will tell you that we are the closest. There are two events in our lives that bring us closest to death than any other experience. When we sleep and when a woman's having a baby. We don't have to wake up. The fact that we do, before we get out of bed, throw God a kiss as an acknowledgement, Father, I only woke up because I survived the night because of your grace. The source. Look at Psalms 24, 1 through 2. Look what it says about the Lord. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. For He founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters. The reason we blow kisses, the reason we bow, the reason we lay prostrate is because everything belongs to the Lord. And the minute we think we're too good to bow, we're too good to blow him a kiss, we're too good to lay prostrate, guess what he does? He starts taking back his material. That's why we read the verse in Psalms 150. Let everything that has breath praise ye the Lord. Where does breath come from? God. God saying, if you're breathing my air, worship me. Worship me. If you're growing food from my land, worship me. If you're meeting people, worship me. Because look, that verse says, the earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. That's all that. People, animals, plants, everything. He founded it upon the seas and established it upon the waters. That's why God says, worship me. Look at this verse. Exodus 23, verses 25 and 26. It says, worship the Lord your God, and his blessing will be on your food and water. I will take sickness. I will take away sickness from among you, and none will miscarry or be barren in your land. I will give you a full lifespan. I'm reading it from the NIV. God's actually telling you the benefits of worshiping him. His blessings will be on your food and water. He'll take sickness from among you. No woman will miscarry or be barren, meaning without children, in your land. And God will see to it that you have a full lifespan just from worship. The benefits of worship. In these verses, God is declaring unto us that we're to worship the owner who sustains all things. Amen. God doesn't just own it, he sustains it. God doesn't just own us, he sustains us. Worship him. The key to getting these blessings is worshiping the Lord.
Mama.
Now, it bears to reason. We have to understand worship in order to put ourselves in position to get these blessings. Here's how you worship God. You bow down to him. You prostrate your body to him. You bend to him. You blow kisses to him. Ultimately, when you get in his presence, you surrender to him. It's just like a husband and a wife in moments of intimacy. They surrender to each other. God is saying, when you come into my presence,
my God,
when you reach Tehillah means it's a love song, but it's not a song that you just sing to God.
Mama.
It's also a song that God sings to you.
Hallelujah.
And what you do, you just succumb to each other. You just surrender to each other.
Hallelujah.
This is what God wants for all of us. Why? Because everything we are, have, ever will get, belong to him. And the more we prostrate ourselves to him, the more he gives us. Because when you give gratitude, this is what you're doing. You increase your latitude, which improves your altitude. so you can go higher in Him. So you can go further in Him. When you start getting close to God, you know what He does? He starts giving you more stuff. Worship, again, is ascribing and acknowledging that He owns everything. I pray that y'all are listening to this, and that y'all get this, and grab this, and apply this. Did you notice in this verse, long life is tied to gratitude? Do we see that?
Yes.
Long life is tied to gratitude. So tell me something. How are you going to complain about life? About your experiences? How are you going to complain about them all your life? And then wonder why you don't have a full life? Long life is connected to gratitude. Here's another reason why God says, don't murmur. Because when you murmur, you're not recognizing Him as the source of all things. And you're not expressing gratitude.
Amen. Amen.
Long life, again, is connected to gratitude. Remain thankful. This is why He says things like this. In all things, give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you, even your sanctification. He tells you in all things, give thanks. The essence of that, in all things, keep showing me gratitude. Keep recognizing me as the source of all things. And keep trusting me, and I'll bring you out. And God just don't deliver and then send it. He delivers and gives you something. He gives you a new understanding, a new revelation of something about Himself. Through what you go through. Stop complaining about your life. Stop complaining about your conditions, about your situations. Start acknowledging God in every single one of them as worship. It's worship because you're acknowledging you are the source of my healing. You are the source of my deliverance. You are the source of my prosperity.
Hallelujah.
And you give Him gratitude because of it. And right where I stand, I assure you, God will bring you out of every situation that you encounter in this life. Waking up in the morning, before you get out of bed, start disciplining your life. As you're laying there, throw God a kiss. One verse tells us like this. Listen to this verse. Kiss the Son, lest He be angry with you. Kiss the Son, God tells you, lest He be angry with you. You know what makes God angry? Our unthankfulness, our lack of gratitude. He allows you to wake up. He allows you to wake up on a Sabbath. Right? Something happens in the house and your first response is, oh, I'm not going to church today. Lack of gratitude. That's how God sees it. Never mind how we feel justified. We need to start asking ourselves, how does God view what I just said? How does God view what I just did? How does God view what I just told her? What I told him? How does God view it? God says, how is it that you you wake up Monday through Friday, got to be to work at 8 o'clock, and you're there at 7:45 every single day, and I never hear you complain about work. But coming to the one, the source of all things, we have excuses for him. How is that? You want to get out God angry? Stop showing him gratitude. Stop thanking him. Stop appreciating even the small things that he does for you. What we would consider small. Because to him, everything he does is on the same scale.
Yes, yes.
Everything he does is great. That's why the Word of God tells us God is great, and he is greatly to be praised.
Yes.
He is to be feared and reverenced in the assembly of his people.
Yes.
Because ask yourself, we're believers. If we don't fear God, if we don't reverence God, who would? You already know the world ain't. They want what they want, when they want, how they want. Here again, God tells you, change the way you think.
Yes.
Your thinking is pulling you down. Your thinking is killing you. Think higher. Think above your dilemmas. Think above your problems. Think above your life. And start thinking along the lines of what God says about you. Like the verses we read today. God calls you the apple of his eye.
Yes, yes.
Start seeing yourself as the apple of his eye. Because you know, a person who has an apple of his eye, you know what he never does? He never takes his eye off of it. God is always looking at you. God is always watching for your life, watching for what the enemy is trying to do to you. And he has a solution.
Yes.
The solution we're talking about is worship. Start making it a point in your life to bow down to him, to prostrate yourself before him. Does everybody know what prostrate is? When you prostrate yourself before God? It means you lay on your face, on your stomach, before him. Start throwing him kisses.
Yes.
All throughout the day. Remember that. It's not just when you wake up. As you go throughout your day, and things start happening to you, you start recognizing you're the source. You're the source. And throwing him kisses for every single one of them. And remember this verse in closing. God said, kiss the Son, lest he be angry with you. Why God hates idolatry in Yahushua's name?